are in a very friendly environment over here, and there is no need to be hesitant about anything. Remove any kind of hesitation. We are all learning, right? And the more mistakes you will do, the more happiest person I will be. So please do not, uh, have any concern about that. Inshallah, be very frank and do lot of mistakes, incorrect, but speak up. that is most important. Yes.
We get more hasanat. We make
More hasanat, exactly. Inshallah. Very good. So let's start with sisters first. Are you ready?
This is from the page 61.
Page 61, vocabulary. Okay, yes.
First,
Yeah, first, yes. और ये इससे पहले ये आप रख लीजिए. These, what are these papers? That so far whatever vocabulary words we have studied, so this is the collection of all those words.
Okay.
Even I memorize a page's number, on which page your vocabulary you can find it. So the first vocabulary on page number 14, the second vocabulary on page number 41 and 42, and third vocabulary is page number 61 and 62. Okay, so we did, and may Allah give reward to our brother Tanveer, that all these three different vocabularies are in one set, so at a glance. Now, if you did the homework like me, tell me that how many words total are there in all these three vocabulary sections. Can someone tell me the number on the top of your head, or you have to count?
It's about 50.
35.
Yeah. Okay, your guess is, you are very close. It's 48.
Oh,
there you go.
Without thinking.
That's very good. So, it's a very good thing, mashallah, that so far you got 48 Arabic words. So you can make so many sentences using the same vocabulary words, right? It means you own these words. You are the owner. Like you are owner of your car, owner of your house, you are owner of these words. You own it, you use them. So, let's start, inshallah. Yes.
بيتي قريب من المسجد.
Very good. Baiti qaribun min al-masjid. Everyone understands it? Very good. MashaAllah. Good
First
use.
is a hijab.
Hijab, yes.
Tilka hijabun jamilatun.
Tilka hijabun jamilatun. Tilka means that. That is beautiful hijab. MashaAllah. Very good.
Jamilatun.
Jamilatun.
Very grammar ki to mistakes.
No, no, perfect. There is no grammatical mistake at all. Next.
Next,
Wa. And wa means and.
And.
Yes.
Haza kitabun wa qalmun jadidun.
Okay. Hada kitabun wa qalamun jadidun. Now here you want to say both book and the pen, both are new, or
Yeah.
just the pen?
No, both.
Okay,
Both
so
are.
then you have to repeat the word jadidun for each. Hada kitabun jadidun wa qalamun jadidun. Yes.
I have
Okay.
I don't know if it's right or not. I know kitab. Where is your book?
Okay. If you wanna say only where is the book, then an al kitab. It's good enough. But if you wanna add where is your book, then you say aina kitabuka. Kitabuka if you are addressing a man. And if you are asking a sister, where is your book, then you say aina kitabuki. Okay, this is the. Okay, let's come to the brother side. Yes, what's your sentence? Quickly, we do not have. We have to pass quickly.
هذا كتابي.
Hada kitabi. But how do you translate it?
This is my book.
This is my book, right? Kitabi. When you add ya in the end, it's a possessive pronoun. You say my book, my pen, my car, my house.
Tilka hijabun.
Yes. Next.
بيتي قريب من المسجد.
Okay, we already had this, but it's okay. Khair.
هذا شيء فهم.
Hada.
هذا شيء فهم.
Translate it.
It's important. This is important.
Shayfahum.
هذا شيء عايزة شيء مهم.
Muhim. Now. Okay, but here the thing that we had the word shay,
Yeah.
we had the word hada, but we did not learn muhim yet. So it will be a little bit advanced. But if you can remember this word muhim, muhim is anything that is important. Okay? Any project that is important, any work that is important, any talk that is important, that is muhim. Very good, mashallah. Next.
Okay. أين بيتك? Where is your home?
Okay, very good. You use the right word, but the pronunciation will be baytuk.
بيتك.
Yes. Yes. Next.
أين كتابك?
Aina kitabuk, where is your book? Mashallah. Next.
And then just like an answer, I was looking around, I see the word kitabi fi takibati. So I can say my book is in my bag.
Yes. For the word bag in Arabic is haqiba. Yeah, like this is my bag over here. You can call it haqiba. Okay? A small briefcase, this type of bag that is called haqiba. So he want to say that my book is in my bag. Kitabi fi haqibati. Very good. Yes.
So
We
I
should
made
say-
it Aina Akhi. Aina Akhi.
Uh-huh.
Is right?
Yeah, is right. Aina akhi means where is my brother? Right? You want to say that?
Your brother, no.
No. If you want to say your brother, it will be akhuk. Akhuka. Aina akhuka. No.
Yeah, I was just saying when you say well done or good done, I say we should say taba, so we remember that word.
Oh, tibta.
Tibta.
Tibta. Yes. Well done. Yeah.
Well done.
Now.
أنا من مدينة الفلكو. Question.
Aina.
من مدينة الفلكو.
Okay. Say it in English.
Do you live in Frisco?
Okay. If you wanna ask that, do you live in Frisco? Then you will ask that, do you live? Hal taskun fi Madinat Frisco. Hal taskun. Okay. Because the aina means where. So then you cannot use any place. Then you say aina taskun. Where do you live?
أنا أسكن في مدينة فrisco.
Yes, that's perfect. Ana askun fi Madinat. That will be the answer. Yes.
كتاب. الكتابون على التاولة.
Okay. Your sentence is good, but grammatically there is a mistake. When we have al, the definite article in the beginning, we cannot end the word with tanween, un or an. It should be only one dhamma. We will say al-kitabu. That's it. Al and kitabun, they cannot come together, and we will go to that grammar inshallah later on. So al-kitabu fi ala, yes, ala tawila. Like al-kitabu, the book is on the table. Al-kitabu ala tawila. Very good.
مكتبي بعيد من البيت.
Ba'id.
بعيد.
You wanna say
My house is far from work.
Also you wanna say my work is far
My
from
work
my
is far from my house.
Yes. So say it again.
مكتبي بعيد من البيت.
Ha. Maktabi ba'idun min baiti. We cannot say min al baiti.
Okay.
And there is another grammar involved over here.
Okay.
When you say my house, his house, this is called idafa, relation of idafa. So when we have the idafa relation, we cannot use al with the first noun. So bait is the first noun, that's why we cannot say min al baiti. Either we should say min al bait from the house, not my or your or his. Or if you want to say my house, then it has to be min baiti without al. Yes.
So
Very
how,
good.
yeah, I just was interested in saying. How do I say like my son is very dear to me?
Uh-huh.
How do I say it in Arabic?
Okay, first say my son Ibni.
Ibn.
Habibi.
Habibi.
Is very dear to me, very loving to me.
Yes.
Jiddan. Jiddan means very.
Oh, very.
Yes, yes.
Can you just call the name, say Habibi Ahmed?
Uh-huh. Yes, you can say that. Yes, yes. If you want to say my dear and then you want to mention the name, you can say Habibi Ahmad. Yes. Yes, next row.
كيف حال يا حبيبي؟
Okay. If you are addressing a person, you are saying Ya Habibi, then you say Haluka.
كيف حالك؟
كيف حالك يا حبيبي. Now, next. Okay. Now he is asking, you can answer this question.
أنا بخير.
كيف حالك؟
كيف حالك.
كيف حالك؟
Yes.
Yes, it is there in the book. Haluka will be like that. Ha, alif, like that. Okay? Ana bi khair, very good. After that, as a Muslim person, we can say Alhamdulillah. Ana bi khairin, Alhamdulillah. Now,
I have another sentence, and I wanted to see if it's correct. What if I say Laysa li askun fil Lam? Would that work?
how say it in English first?
Don't I live in Lam?
You are asking a question.
Do I live in Little
Don't I live?
Aha. Then Laysa is a verb, you have to make a conjugation of the Laysa. And then you will say lastu, alastu.
Alastu?
Alastu askun fi little al. Okay? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, He asked the question, Alastu bi rabbikum. Okay? I am not your Lord.
Am I
And-
not your Lord?
Yes. And they said, Qalu bala.
वो पूछता है अपना इजिप्ट का जो वो था वो लईसा ली मुल्क मिस्र
Ha, alaysa li mulku misra. So he used li. Okay, after that, li means for me. And then laysa is referring to the mulk, the word mulk.
Okay.
So that's why in the conjugation you will bring the word laysa, that is for the third person absent, like third person.
So what would be the translation of that exactly?
The kingdom of the Misr is not for me.
Can you
Is the kingdom of the Misr is not for me. So laysa is referring, the subject of laysa in that sentence is the word mulku, not the person who is saying that.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? Yes. You said ana bi khairin. Okay, next.
Assalamu alaikum. Ismu Sagir wa anta.
Okay, you want to say my name is Sardar, wa anta, and what's your name, right? Okay, very good. Assalamu alaikum. Ismi Sardar, wa ma ismuk. What is your name? Wa ma ismuk. Very good. Naam Brother Tanvir.
The question is, what is your news? Ma ismuk akhbar.
Okay. Here we do not bring the word ismu because ism means name. You are not asking what is your akhbar. You will just say ma akhbaruk. Ma akhbaruk. That's it. Okay.
What does that mean?
What is your news? Like people say, how are you? So sometimes they are asking this.
Akhbar or khabar?
Akhbaruk. Because
Akhbar is, you said the jarida is akhbar. Okay, not a
akhbar is the plural of khabar. Okay. So akhbaruk, and Egyptians, when they ask, they bring the interrogative particle in the end. So they ask akhbaruka ih, and they do not use ma. They say ih. Akhbaruka ih. Okay. And Syrian, they will say shu akhbaruk. Shu akhbaruk. What is your news? Yes.
Aina ismi bayt. Where is your home or house?
Please say it again.
Where is your house?
Where is your house? Say aina.
Ismi bayt.
Again, same thing. There is no need to bring ism. Just say aina baytuk.
Aina bayt.
That's it. Aina baytuk. Where is your home? Yeah. Aina maktabuk. Where is your office? Right? Aina maktabuk. Very good. Yes.
Danish Tamim Tabik.
Say it in English first.
This is a great book.
This is a great book. Now say in Arabic.
Danish Tamim Tabik.
First say hada for this. Hada.
Hada.
Kitabun.
Katabun.
Azim.
Azim.
Azim. Yes.
Azim.
Or Jayyid.
Okay.
This is the Fusha Arabic.
One question for on the what's your news is if somebody say akhbarikum, is that correct or
That, yeah, that is also correct.
that is also because
But
I-
you have to bring the interrogative particle also. Ma akhbaru. Yes.
Akhbarikum.
Tamam, yes. Tamam means good. Yes. But tamam you cannot use for the book.
Okay.
Tamam when you are telling about yourself that I am good. Then you say ana tamam.
Okay.
And that is also very like amiya, a slang word. It is not the fusha word.
Okay.
Okay? But for the book, if the book is good, you cannot say tamam.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's Azim.
Azim. Yes.
And Zoe.
And Ra Ya Mim. Yes, Azim. Like we have the name Azim. Yes. Yes. Last table.
Okay. Fain Baitak.
Where is your home? So tell us also the dialect. Which dialect you are using here?
Egyptian.
Egyptian. Very good. He said Fain. Now, as I said that Egyptian people, they do not bring the interrogative particle in the beginning. It should be in the end. So change it.
Bailuka Fain.
Bailuka Fain. Yes.
And the other one is Babul Baiti Aswad.
You want to say the door of my house.
The door of my house is
black. So you cannot say Babul. You will say Babu Baiti. Without al in the bait. As I was explaining, this is a grammatical rule that is called idafa relation, and inshallah we will learn those grammar also. So just say Bab Baiti Aswad. Now.
Where's the book?
Aina kitabuk, yes.
But if in Misri dialect, he will say Kitab.
Buka Fain.
Kitabuka Fain.
Yeah, Kitabuka Fain. Or if you say Syrian, then you say Vain. Vain Kitabu. Now, when I say this is my book, don't bring Ana here. Just Hada Kitabi. Yes.
When you say B, you put yourself in already.
Sister Sadia, you have any sentence?
No, I was
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I got your email.
Okay.
Yes, and inshallah you can do it next.
Yeah, maybe I can get the video and see what happens.
Sure, inshallah. Yes, Zaina. Very good. Sabah al khair ya habibi. The greeting, you are wishing someone and you saying Sabah al khair ya habibi. Good morning. Very good. So, mashallah, I am very glad that you worked hard now. All these sentences are written. Okay, so towards the end of the class, submit your papers as your homework. I will check all the sentences and also provide me the English. What do you want to say? You know, sometimes I do not understand, but from the English I will understand, and then I will inshallah make the sentence. Yes.
So if I want to say that, like Kevin said, this is a beautiful day. Should I say Hada Jamilatun Yom?
No. Hada Yawmun Jamil. Jamil, not Jamila.
Jamil, right?
Yes.
Hada Yawmun Jamil.
Yeah, because the word Yawm in Arabic is masculine gender.
Okay.
So this is also very important thing about Arabic. Arabic is very much a delicate language when it comes to the genders. Okay? And in Arabic, all the words are either masculine or feminine. There is no single word in Arabic that you say it non-gender. In English, we say so many things. Like it. It's a non-gender. It could be masculine and feminine, but this is not the case in Arabic. Either human beings, non-human beings, living things, non-living things, every noun, everything has a gender. Okay? So the word yawm in Arabic is masculine gender. So when we will bring the adjective of yawm, it's a beautiful, we say jameel. If you say this car is beautiful, so the word car in Arabic is feminine, sayyara. Then you say sayyara jamila.
Okay, so I have just one question then. Hada Yom Jamil.
Yes.
Means this, but there is no is here, right?
Yes,
so,
very good. These are called the helping verbs in English, is, are, am. There is no such word in Arabic at all.
Okay.
We find the meaning of is, are, or am from the formation of the sentences, but there is no helping verbs in Arabic at all.
Helping verbs is the tanween.
Yes.
Tanween in Arabic.
Tanween gives you the benefit of indefinite. If anything that is indefinite, then it's ending on the tanween. Okay, every word that you are pronouncing with tanween, like hada kitabun, it will give you the meaning this is a book, indefinite. So it could be any book, a book. However, if you put the definite article al in the beginning and you say hazal kitabu, so then it will be the book. This is the book. So this is tanween gives you the benefit of indefinite.
So every time you're using the second word, like the brother said, the haza yawmu jameen. So it's dhamma comes all.
No. Yawmun, both of them they have to be tanween. Yawmun jamilun.
Yawmun jamilun.
If you say yawmu jamilin, it will be another relation that is called idafa, as I said earlier. So it will not be. Yawmun jamilun has the noun and adjective. That is known in Arabic naat and man'ut, or sifa or mawsuf. And for sifa and mawsuf, there are several things they had to be in agreement. Masculine noun, masculine adjective. Wahid, wahid, singular, singular, plural, plural. So there are so many things that has to be in the agreement for that. So let's stop now this activity and we are going for the new unit today, inshallah. Okay?
One more question. So when you say where is your homework, do we say Ain al-Wajib?
Yes, Ain al-Wajib. Yes. And if you want to say your, then you say wajibuk. Wajibuka. Aina wajibuka. Okay?
And how do you answer it? Like if you want to say I have it, or if you want to say I didn't do it?
Okay. If you want to say I have it, then say indi wajib. Okay? I have the wajib. And if you did not do it, then you say I do not have laysa indi wajib. Or ma amiltu. Ma amiltu, I did not do it. So, inshallah, I will come back again to this vocabulary and sentences, this topic, because it was very important discussion that we did last Sunday, and I gave you 2 words about the vocabulary. One word was active vocabulary, remember, and the second word was ownership of the words, right? So what does it mean? Inshallah, we will go one more time over that. But let's start the new unit, inshallah. And let me say it in Arabic, that what do we have today as the new lesson, okay? Try to follow me in Arabic, then I will translate it, inshallah. Al-yawm indana ad-darsu ar-rabi'. Al-yawm indana ad-dars ar-rabi'. Today we have unit 4, chapter 4, lesson 4. Okay? Iftahu kitabakum. Open your books.
اليوم عندنا الدرس
رابع.
اليوم عندنا
الدرس الرابع.
الدرس الرابع.
عندنا we have. Today we have. Unit 4. And how do you say excuse me in Arabic? La muakhadha. Okay. So whenever you wanna draw my attention, say la muakhadha ya ustaz. Okay. La muakhadha ya ustaz. You can also say afwan ya ustaz. That's another word, afwan ya ustaz. And then I reply you, naam ya talib or ya taliba. And I can address you with the name also, but with the name I will use ya. Ya is the particle for getting the attention. Okay, like naam ya tanveer. So this is the Arabic way. Inshallah. So al-yawm indana ad-darsu ar-rabi'. نحن في صفحة رقم 65. 65, yes. عندنا اليوم 3 موضوعات. Today we have 3 topics. Yes. عندنا again we have اليوم today 3 موضوعات. موضوعات is topics. Yes. الأول Al-awwal means first. Let me use that. Hamza. The symbol Hamza. Athani means second. Arqam. Arabiya. It's little bit bigger word. Arqam. Arabiya. You know Arabiya, right? Arabic. What is Arqam?
Arabiya is, and it's feminine here?
No. Not Arabiya is feminine. Arabiya we brought because of Arqam. Arqam is feminine. Yeah. Yes. How do you translate? Numbers. Arabic numbers. Yes. Arabic numbers, numerals. So today we will do from 0 to 10. Okay? From Raqam, yes. But in Urdu we use Raqam for money, but in Arabic Raqam means number. Yes. Okay? Arqam, Arabiya, Arabic.
Raqim means writer.
Yeah, Raqim is writer. Because another meaning of Raqam in Arabic to write. Okay? So, how do we say in Arabic 0 to 10? What is 0? Sifr. Sifr, yeah.
One is Wahid.
Now, why? Just say 0 to 10. So, Sifr ila Ashara.
Sifar ila Ashara.
Now, Sifr ila Ashara. Today we will learn counting from 0 to 10.
Sifar ila Ashara.
Now. والموضوع الثالث, and the third topic.
Salas means last or third?
No, thalis means third.
Third.
Yes. They are 4 new consonants. So huruf al-Arabiya, dal, I'm just writing the letters. Ra and za. Right?
Salisa.
Thalith, al-mawdu' thalith. Now, if you cannot write all these Arabic words, don't worry about that. I'm getting you to be familiar with the words at this point. Okay, you are not required to write anything, all these, but you should be familiar because I'm going to use the same terms in every week now, inshallah. We will keep changing the numbers, like today at Darsul Rabi, next time will be at Darsul Khamis. So, and you will learn today, inshallah, from 0 to 10 how to say in Arabic. Right? Okay. So, the very first topic is Hamza. What is the function of the Hamza? As we learned earlier that there are 25 consonants in Arabic, number 28 all Arabic alphabet. Out of them, 25 are consonants and 3 of them are long vowels. And these long vowels are alif, waw and ya. Right? Last Sunday we also learned that waw or ya, they also, the second function of waw and ya is what? Consonant. They also become consonant with certain conditions. So today we are learning that alif, the third long vowel, it also works sometimes as the consonant. The second function of alif, and when alif works as the consonant, the name of alif changes into Hamza. Then we call it Hamza. Okay? So this is the definition of Hamza. So this is the second name of alif, when alif is functioning as a consonant. Now the question is that where alif becomes a consonant. So the same answer that you learned last Sunday, when waw or ya, they become in the beginning of the word, they work as the consonant, right? So same answer for alif. Whenever you see alif in the beginning of any word as the first letter, then alif becomes a consonant. It cannot be the long vowel. Okay? And here is very interesting story of the Hamza. Okay, because we have some confusion about the Hamza when we read any Arabic book like this book that we have 28 alphabet. Hamza was not there. In this book, Hamza is counted as a marker, a pronunciation marker. So whatever we have the other 14 numbers for the markers, you will see Hamza over there. But in other Islamic world, when the books are written for learning the Quran, that is called very basic book, Al-Qaeda, Al-Nuraniya or whatever. So then you see Hamza among the list of the alphabet. Okay. So over there you will see 29 alphabets, including Hamza. So what is the story of Hamza? Why is it so that in some parts of the world, Hamza is counted as the consonant, and in some, especially real Arabic books, they do not have Hamza as the consonant. So we need to understand this story. The story is that I'm going to erase it now. Okay. There are several words in Arabic. They start with the sound of a or e or u. Okay, and these are three sounds of the vowels in Arabic: a, e, u. For example, you are using very frequently the word ism. Ism means name, right? So when you say ism, so the beginning sound is e. That is the kasra sound. This kasra that you put underneath of the letter. Then the second letter is seen and the third letter is meme. So basically the word ism is starting with the e sound, that is the vowel sound. However, in Arabic, no word can be begun with vowel sound. Okay, so you need a carrier for this e sound. The carrier for this sound is called Hamza. Okay, so then you are reading it is ism. Now Hamza, this symbol, it has a demand. It says I cannot go anywhere, any place. I need a seat. Okay, I cannot go without a seat. I need a chair. I need a seat. So these three long vowels, alif, waw and ya, they provide themselves as the seat for Hamza. Okay. So when it comes in the beginning, then you will write it is like that. So Hamza is sitting on alif, and then is a kasra, then seen, then meme. So it's ending up in this one, right? This shape of the name or the word ism. Now, if there is a fatha in the beginning, for example, the word akhbar, then Hamza will be on the top of alif. For the kasra, it will be underneath. Same thing will be with the u sound, with dhamma sound. It will be on the top. Now, here what happens that Hamza